So Microsoft has quietly extended Windows 10's free security updates by another full year. And honestly, I didn't think we'd see this. Windows 10 hit end of support back in October 2025, and after that, the only way for a home user to keep getting security updates was this program called ESU, or the Extended Security Updates, which was set to run out around October of this year. But Microsoft has now pushed that all the way to October 2027, and they did it so quietly that a lot of people still don't know that it happened. And there's a lot of confusion about what this extra year actually gives you, what's covered, what isn't, and whether you even need to do anything. So let me clear all of that up and then tell you honestly what I'd do about it. By the way, if you're looking to secure your connection, I personally use Proton VPN. They have an actual free tier with unlimited bandwidth and no logs, which is very rare. It's perfect if you just want to browse privately or bypass basic blocks. Now, the free version auto-connects you to the fastest available server, so if you need to manually pick a specific country, like for streaming, you will need their paid plan. This video is not sponsored by them, but I do have affiliate links in the description. If you start with the free version and then decide to upgrade later, I'll earn a small commission at no extra cost to you, and it helps to support the channel. Thanks for that. Now, back to the video. So let's look at what actually happened, because the way Microsoft did this is kind of funny. No press release, no big announcement, nothing. They just quietly went back to an existing blog post and added a small editor's note to the top. And that was the whole thing. You can see it right here. That little note moves the end date for consumer ESU from around October this year all the way to October 2027. So we as Windows 10 users just got a free extra year of security updates. And Microsoft barely said a word. Now, here's what I know a lot of you are worried about. Do you have to re-enroll in the Extended Security Updates program? Do you have to do the whole thing again? And the answer is no. If you've already enrolled your PC, you don't have to touch a thing. It's already sorted. Microsoft is rolling those devices over to the new date automatically, so you're covered into 2027. And if this is already useful to you, please do me a quick favor and hit the like button on this video and consider subscribing to the channel if you want more Windows related content like this. Now let's clear up what this actually gives you, because based on the comments on my past videos, there's a lot of confusion here. ESU is security updates only. It's the important patches that fix the holes that the attackers and malware used to get into Windows. You can see it laid out right here on Microsoft's own page. What you're not getting is new features, general bug fixes, or free tech support. So it keeps Windows 10 safe, it just doesn't keep adding to it, which for most people still on Windows 10 is exactly what you want anyway. And here's something a lot of people don't realize, and it's really good to know. There's this worry that the second Windows 10 lost support, everything on it just stopped updating. Your apps, your antivirus, your browser, everything. That's just not true. A few of the big ones are on their own separate timelines, apart from ESU completely. Microsoft's Office apps keep getting security updates on Windows 10 into 2028. Microsoft Defender, the built-in antivirus, does too, at least until 2028. And so does Microsoft Edge. And none of that needs ESU. So the real picture is a lot less scary than people actually think. Okay, so what if you haven't enrolled in the Extended Security Updates program yet? Well, I'm not going to do a full step-by-step here because I already made a separate video about that covers it properly, and I'll put that on screen and link it in the description below. So if you just want the click-by-click video, then you can go ahead and watch that one. But the short version is this. To enroll as a home user, you'll need a Microsoft account. An admin one, not a child account. And one account covers up to 10 devices. Your PC also needs to be on Windows 10 22H2, which most people already are. And to actually turn it on, you've got a few ways, and one of them is completely free. The free one is to just turn on Windows Backup, so it syncs your settings to the Microsoft account. And that enrolls you at no cost. Or you can spend a bit of your Microsoft reward points, or pay a small one-time fee. And if you're in Europe, in the EEA, it's free with just a Microsoft account, because Microsoft's got some pressure over there, so European users get it for nothing. So there's really no reason to leave your Windows 10 PC sitting there unprotected. Now let me get into what I actually think about this, because I don't think this is just Microsoft being nice. And don't get me wrong, it's real breathing room and it's a good thing for a lot of people. But from my perspective, there's clearly some self-interest in here too, right? The first thing is, There are still a huge number of PCs that can't officially move to Windows 11 because people don't want to, but because of Microsoft's own hardware requirements like the TPM, Secure Boot, and then the CPU list. And yes, unofficially those checks can be bypassed, but the point is that Microsoft still doesn't provide an official way for those machines to upgrade to Windows 11. So a lot of perfectly good machines just get locked out. So Microsoft can't really cut all of those people off and leave millions of PCs with no safe way to stay updated. Then on top of that, not many people have actually moved to Windows 11. It's been slow, and more I'm seeing people talk about Linux as a way out. And that's the thing Microsoft really doesn't want, right? They'd much rather keep you on Windows, even on Windows 10, than lose you to Linux. So another free year keeps you in their world, and it protects their market share. And it's not just home users either. Loads of companies are still on Windows 10 across the whole office and in no rush to move, so this quietly keeps them happy too. And here's something else that's really relevant right now. The cost of computer parts and new PCs in general is pretty high at the moment. So if you were thinking you just buy a new machine to get onto Windows 11, that's more expensive than it was a little while ago. So another free here on hardware you already own honestly makes even more sense right now. So the real question is what you should actually do with this extra here. And it comes down to where you're at. If you're honestly happy on Windows 10, it does everything you need, then my honest recommendation is just stay on it. There's no reason to rush anywhere. Just make sure you're enrolled in ESU so you're covered into 2027. And like I said, the tutorial video I created on that is linked in the description down below. Now, if instead you're thinking maybe it's time to look at something new, then for me personally, my first pick would be Windows 11, but cleaned up properly. And I know a lot of you don't like stock Windows 11, and honestly neither do I. It's cluttered, it's got Copilot and bloatware shoved in everywhere, and just full of stuff that most people just don't want. That's one of the main reasons I built WinHance, my free Windows enhancement utility. It's to strip out all of that junk and to give you back a clean and responsive Windows 11, which honestly Microsoft should have just done from the start. I personally don't run Windows 10 as my daily driver anymore. The only time I touch Windows 10 these days is in a virtual machine, when I have to test WinHance, or when I have to record a Windows 10 video. But my daily machine is Windows 11 with WinHance, and it just stays clean and it stays out of my way. And then look, I know some of you are already typing it in the comments, just switch to Linux. And honestly, if that's the way you want to go, it is a good option. Linux has come a long way, and for a lot of people it does the job now. But it's not for everyone. And for some people the switch isn't easy. But if you want off Microsoft completely, it's worth a proper look. So that's really it. You've got another free year of extended security updates on Windows 10, which if you're running Windows 10 gives you more time to decide what you want to do when it eventually runs out. But for me personally, if I had to move off of Windows 10, then I would just move to Windows 11 with WinHance every single time.